Hey English learner, welcome back to the NHถี่podcast, your go-to English podcast to learn English step by step in simple and fun way. And then driven, I'm Evan. Evan have a questions for you. When you recruit, what did you want to be proud of? Oh, that's easy. I want to be an astronaut. I imagine myself flying in space and wearing a big white suit, waving at the earth. What about you, Evan? An astronaut? That's amazing. For me, I want to be a football player. I thought I scored a winning goal in the big stadium, watch 1,000 people cheering. That sounds exciting. Did you actually play football when you were young? Oh yes, every weekend. But the only stadium I saw I went to school playground. And the only cheerleaders were two friends shouting, "Pass the ball, Evan." I know that feeling. Make space watching, jumping into the bed, pretending on the moon. See, learners, dreams start small, but they make life exciting. And even if we become astronauts or football stars, those dreams push us to grow. Exactly. And that's why today's challenge is about dreams and goals. We'll test the English level B1, B2, C1, and C2. Here is how it works. The sentence will start simple and clear. Then, step by step, they will get longer, deeper, and more challenges. Your job is to follow along, stop when it feels too hard, and down your level. And here's something special. We've prepared a PDF transcript of the episode. You'll find it in the description. Yes. Use it along, highlight a new words, and shout out the sentences at your own pace. That way, you're not just listening, you're already practicing 3 skills: listening, reading, and speaking. But wait, what about writing? Good questions. That's where the comments come in. When you share your thoughts, write your level, or tell your story, you're practicing your writing too. Exactly. So with this one episode, you can practice all 4 skills: listening, reading, speaking, and writing. And before we jump in, many of you have been asking for an episode or grammar. We love that idea. We want to hear from you. What grammar should be covered first? Yes, maybe tenses, conditional, prepositions, or anything else confuse you. Tell us in comments, and while you're there, also let us know other topic you'd like to cover. This way, you're transferring your thoughts into the comments box and practicing your English at the same time. Perfect. So grab your coffee, relax, and let's begin this challenge together. Welcome to the Take Your English Level Dream on Goals. Alright learners, you are now entering level 1. B1 English. This is the easy beginning. Short, simple, and clear. So Evan, besides football, do you have another dream? Yes, a very simple one. I dream of living by the sea. I imagine waking up early, walking barefoot on the sand, and hearing the sounds of the waves every morning. Just thinking about it makes it feel calm. That sounds so peaceful. For me, one of my dreams is to open a small bookstore. I can picture in my head, self-stored up books, a little coffee corner, soft music playing, and people singing, reading, and smiling. That's a lovely dream. And I have another dream too. I want to be author of a best-selling book. I imagine myself sitting in a wooden desk, typing late at night, and then one day holding my book in my hands. I even dream of seeing people reading on train or in a cafe. That picture in my head makes so exciting. Wow, that's a big dream. But toward a small goal for that, my goal is very evening, even just 5-15 minutes. But Aaron, how does reading books every night help you with your dream in the bookstore and also being an author? Good questions. Well, if I read a lot of books, I learn about different authors, styles, kind of stories. I also see that people enjoy reading. That will help me choose books from store. Reading builds discipline too. If I can this small habit, I know that I can handle bigger work of writing. And most of us, reading keeps my love for books alive. And that love is the heart of my dream. The bookstore and the books I want to write. I see. So even small goals like reading every night is not just practice. It's training your dreams. Exactly. Dreams are like a big sky, and goals are small steps carried you closer, one by one. And for me, with my dream living by the sea, my goal is simple. Save a little money each month. As right now, I can't move to the beach, but I can visit sometimes, maybe for a weekend. Each trips make me feel closer to that dream. And saving money is like building a bridge. Every coins, every dollars is one more piece of the bridge and leads to Mississippi. That's beautiful. And learner, this is the heart of level 1. Share your dream and think of what goal moves you closer. Now, take a second to feel it. Imagine that happiness you have if dream came true. Hold on that feeling because that's your motivation. Wonderful. If you follow along, connect with the idea, congratulations. You completely won B1 English. But don't relax yet, because we're moving on level 2, B2 English. Learners, welcome to B2 level. Here, the sentence are longer, our vocabulary is stronger, and you'll hear idioms and expressions that make English sound more natural. This is where the challenge truly begins, right? Because you know what? Starting a goal is easy, but sticking to it, that's where most people struggle. In fact, the biggest enemy any dream is not failure, it's procrastination. Yes, I know it's very well. With my dreams writing best-selling book, I often postpone my writing. I say, I do it tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. That's procrastination. And that says, procrastination is the thief of time. Yeah, for me, it's not just procrastination, it's also distraction and temptation. I want to save money for a dream of living by the sea. But then I see a new phone, I feel in it now. And suddenly I seven disappear. And honestly, it's true they say, all habits die hard. So true. It's easy to fall back into comfort. That's why deadline is also important. Without deadline, a dream is just a cloud. It floats around with no direction. But with a deadline, it becomes something tangible, something you can measure. That's right. For example, I promised myself, by the end of this year, I will finish 30 pages of my draft. Not the whole book, but 30 pages. It's realistic and it got me moving. And I told myself, by December, I must save enough money for 2 sales trips. That deadline creates pressure, and pressure pushed me to the act. You know, they say, goes without a plan, it just vanishes. It's true. Small specific goals are like building block. One by one, they add up to something bigger. Right. Dreams are like mountains. If start only the peak, it feels impossible. But you take one step at a time with consistency, you eventually reach the summit. So learners, think about your own dream. What distracts you? What tempts you? Or what deadline could help you stay committed? And hey, if you start listening and following us, that means you made all the way to this level, B2 English. Congratulations, that's not easy. Give yourself some credit. You push yourself through longer sentences, harder words, and even some tricky idioms. Yes, you give yourself credit for reaching the points. You're building not only your English, but you're also patient and consistency. And remember, every time you survive a level, you're proving yourself and the dream English fluency is possible. So true. Now, learner, if you make it this far, you just enter level 3, CHÁY English. This is where sentences become easier, vocabulary more demanding, and the idea is more profound. That's right. At this level, we confront not just dreams and goals, but in adversity that intense them. Because honestly, sooner or later, every plan collides with failures. Yeah, I felt this myself. I spent most saving different minutes to spend my summer by the sea. And then suddenly my car collapsed. And well, every my saving was dismantled by repair cost. The entire cost of my plane was just destroyed. I totally understand. When I submitted my first book draft to a publisher, I received a harsh rejection. I was really disheartened. I was more convinced that my dream becoming an author was untenable. At that moment, I felt like rock bottom. Yet failure, the brutal, can actually become indispensable. There's an old saying, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. Adversity, forges fortitude, the strength to endure difficulty without surrender. Exactly. And sometimes we are not just forced by the bullet. They face difficulty with a realizing courage. That experience, painful as it is, becomes kind of transformative. And occasionally, failures even allow you to turn to the tables. My broken trip forced me to rethink my finance. Strangely, I ended up finding smarter ways to save money. Method is one of a permanent habit. My rejection too become redemptions. I committed to be rewrite, refined through persevere. The second draft was sharper, more authentic. Without setback, I would never have the riches. Surely, the darkest hour is just for dawn. So, listeners, for that moment, think of an obstacle that demands your plan. Did it weaken you permanently? Or did it maybe eventually strengthen your resolve? That is sense of CHÁY English. Not only understands sophisticated vocabulary, but also grappling with deeper truth. That persevere through failure is honestly transformative. Well done. If you survive this, you come through 3, CHÁY English. You just handle demanding vocabulary, layers, idioms, and long reflection sentences. That's take persevere and grit. But the final challenge is still ahead. In level 4, C2 English, we step to philosophy itself, asking you true success really means. Now we reach the third stage, and honestly, this is where English really stresses you, not only with advanced vocabulary, with extensive ideas that test the way you think. So, learners, are you ready to push your mind to its limits? Then let's begin. At this level, we don't simply ask you how to do a dream. We ask why. Why do humans chase goals? Why do you tire identity achievements? These are, deeper questions. Question is strike or heart of the matter. Exactly. Because success in a conventional sense, money, prestige, possessions, is in the true ephemeral. It glitters for a moment and then dissolve. You can take it with you. And if that soul pursues, it risk become nothing more than holy victory. Yes, real success might not measure success at all, but authenticity by whether your life aligns with your deeper values. In other words, true achievements lies not on what you accumulate, but in embody. You know, there's almost a paradox here. People exhaust in themselves chasing shadows, this applause, recognition. Yet in the end, the true victories may be something quieter, inner peace, or enduring legacy of kindness they leave behind. I mean, think about it. A person may construct an empire, but if your empire lives in a hollow with a genesis set, or in the teachers who, day after day, shape the minds and hearts of hundreds of students, what is more profound, more enduring? That's real food for thought. Because honestly, at this level, we're not just speaking English, we explore philosophy. Success becomes less about climbing ladder ambition, more about asking, what is the essence of the meaningful life? And maybe answer in a transcendence, moving beyond superficial measures, beyond ego, beyond fleeting applause, toward a life that carries purpose. Learners, pause and reflect. You think about own dream. Are you constructing something enduring, authentic? Or are you simply chasing shadows? That's the challenge of C2 English. Not just comprehension and vocabularies, that we grapple with ideas of abstract that force you to reconsider own paradigm of success. And if you make it this far, learners, congratulations. You survive all your 4 levels, B1, B2, C1, and now C2. That's most achievement. Yes, you build credit. You not only stress your English, but also your thinking. You practice listening, speaking, reading, and reflecting deeply. And remember, I will prepare a PDF transcript for you. Use it, review the vocabulary, highlight the idioms, and shout out the sentences at your own pace. And while you're at it, take a moment and reflect in writing. What did you learn about dream, goals, or success from today? Writing it down with a learning sticks. Thank you for joining us in this challenge. We hope you push you, inspire you, and maybe even change the way you look at your own goals. Until next time, keep learning, keep dreaming, and keep building your own best. See you in the next episode of English Leap Podcast.